about me. He said,
Mr. Confidence returns to safe fighting again. Call your grandma. Nanny, we did it. Watch and pay me. Fuck you, pay me. You fat Irish prick. You don't have my money. I put your brain to sleep. Who's that? What's that about? Who's he talking about? C is in the casinos after. The Mac loves yous all. I got love for yous. It's an it's an honor. It's light work. It's easy. For life and eternity, it's McGregor. How drunk was he when he wrote this? I do this fight game easy peasy. The sound of my shots off the head go bing in green dot laser form. Okay. Well, I really hope he is actually back. I mean, he's the most dynamic personality the sport's ever known.
and he was for a time there just such an unbelievable fighter. I mean, he was like just, it was incredible what he was doing.
The Eddie Alvarez fight.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Example.
I was there. Well, thanks to you. With really good seats. Thanks to you. But that was one of the best. That might be the best fight I've ever been to live, because that whole card was just stacked, and that as the main event was just unbelievable.
Bro, he was in the Matrix. He was in the Matrix. He was just in the zone. You know, Dana said it best. He's like, that kid eats pressure. He goes, he eats it.
Yeah.
Like, he thrives on pressure. Pressure that makes other people wilt.
Yes.
He, like, shines under that pressure.
And he had an amazing ability, even very early in his career, which was, like, kind of, it was really unique. Like, because even, like, on his first fight ever, if you watch his first fight in the UFC against, like, Brimage, I think the guy's name is, and he was a relatively unknown at the time. But, dude, the place is going nuts. He already had made so much kind of like street cred for himself, and then the Irish thing, like the Irish were really, really into it. But he, from the very first fight, he would always create these moments where it's like, dude, this is going to be the biggest spectacle that you, my opponent, has ever been in their career. Like, I'm going to get you mad with shit talking. I'm going to get the fans so excited. Because he's completely comfortable there.
Right.
Like, I'm not sure if you're really comfortable here, but and so it would, and even with Aldo, who had been the entire division, he would literally, when they started the division, they started him as champion. He didn't even win it. He came in because they absolved the WEC. Champion. So he was the entire featherweight division, had just dominated everyone, and he even created such a moment that like Aldo was like
he was the boogeyman.
Yeah, dude, he was incredible.
He's
one of the greatest
featherweights of all time.
But he got him to the point where he was like so furious that he was like, I'm gonna take this fucking guy's head off. And then Conor's just like relaxed. He's like he didn't care about any of the shit talking. He was just like, we're having fun. Let's play.
He lost his composure. Yeah, and he looked very overwhelmed by the moment. And by the way, everyone from Ireland came to Vegas for that fight. It was the nuttiest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. The entire Mandalay Bay was overcome with
expected hacks, because I'm coming in fast. I tell you this, how are you doing after your 5-round fight with Oliveira? I thought some of the shots went to the back of the head. You had an opportunity to repay the favor you didn't take. I was disappointed in the result and the outcome of the bout and the shape the bout took. But how's the body? How are you feeling?
What it is, bro.
How's Hawaii?
I'm good.
I look forward to see you again in Las
great.
Vegas.
Hawaii's great, brother. Hawaii's great. I can't wait to see you in the Ninth Island, brother. How's Dublin? I heard you're sleeping in the gym, so that's great to hear, man. We're glad to have you back. I can't wait to get in there and mix it up, bro. We're gonna make some records.
Max, your fight with Conor was an early loss in your career, and I know you've been very vocal about wanting to get that victory back.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's super fun, you know what I mean? But in Conor's words, you know, I don't even think that's a loss. He said he only count finishes. And last time I checked, that was a decision. So we're on over to his fight, and
I like this. I like this. Good. Ring the bell.
I like it.
I swear. My head is everything here. My head is everything. Come, I hope this. Then I hope this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. The fight is over here. Fight is over here. And then I want this head. Boom, boom, boom. From here. Boom, boom, boom. End the fight. Shit. Forever. All day, all night. Why? His head is right here. And my strong rockets. These are missiles, yeah.
Does Conor McGregor still have it? That's the question tearing the MMA world apart right now. After years of injury, setbacks, and endless drama, the Notorious is back. And his rumored fight against Max Holloway isn't just a comeback. It's a make-or-break moment that could redefine his entire legacy. Every training clip, every bold prediction fuels the fire.
Obviously, he's coming up against Max Holloway in a great fight. How do you see that matchup between those two?
Personally, I think because it's that welterweight, I see Conor knocking him out. Like, everyone's counting Conor out and thinks that Max is going to win. If it goes to the later rounds, yeah, Max definitely probably start piecing him up on the feet because he's got that cardio and the volume. But the fact that it's at welterweight, I think, favours Conor because Charles made Max look small at lightweight. So imagine how big Conor's going to look compared to him at welterweight.
There's only one reason that Conor McGregor hasn't fought in the last at least 2 years, right? Since the Michael Chandler pullout or, rescheduling that bout. It's because the UFC, they see the value of Conor McGregor and they don't want to waste it. But at the same time, it makes for a very difficult conversation and a very difficult scheduling for Conor McGregor. They know that they want to put him on a massive card. They want to make sure that they get the most value out of Conor because they're going to pay him a shit ton of money. So they need to get value out of him. And they want to make sure that they can either try to renegotiate with him to keep him under contract, or maybe they don't work as hard to put Conor in a fight if he's not being as receptive to renegotiations or receptive to, whatever the number is they want to give him for a fight. There's always some kind of negotiation issue. There's always some kind, because Conor is, as he said, Abriel, they said I was toast, but I'm still the bread, mate. It's true. He is the cash cow moneymaker, even still today, 11 years later after winning his first title. That says something. And it's why he hasn't been able to fight, because they want to be very selective and they're going to iron out every little contingency in his contracts before they get him a fight. It's ridiculous, but it's the way the UFC works. And Zuffa Boxing, you better get ready.
I felt like they could have done announcement with Conor and Holloway at the White House. I feel like that would have went really well for them. I think that would have been cool. I was also thinking about this on the drive-in. One of the reasons, many of reasons, they didn't put Conor on the White House card. Number one is the ticket sales, right? You can tell he's a big draw. Number two is, can you imagine the backlash that the left, CNN would have ran with if Conor, with his accusations in Dublin, going through, the grape stuff and all that?
That's interesting.
I bet you that had a hand in it, where they're like, hey, this is the White House. We're already getting a ton of shit for it. Do we really want Conor's comeback fight after going through all those legal issues in Dublin being at the forefront of this? And the ticket sales, they're like, it's just a lose-lose. I bet you that had something to do with it. They didn't want that negative attention stealing the storylines.
Off on Gaethje. That's the fight. If Conor McGregor beats Max Holloway beat Justin Gaethje. So the UFC can legitimately make Justin Gaethje versus Conor McGregor immediately. And you put Conor McGregor in a fucking title fight. If he has a really good performance against Max Holloway, which feels very unlikely, but let's say it happens. What a fucking fight. Because Justin Gaethje's stock has gone through the roof after the White House. I mean, he's a bona fide legend now. That would be a fucking amazing fight. And that point was pretty much the end of the interview, actually. So yeah, McGregor, is he changing? I think he is, but I think it's going to be a constant battle, and one that he might get knocked down in a few times more before he eventually comes to the point that you kind of hope he would come to. But at least we're seeing some resemblance of a humbleness about him, and just speaking like a man who's actually learned a thing or two over the years, which I think for a long time it was amazing.
Former UFC champion Michael Bisping isn't holding back. He sees this fight as the ultimate crossroads for McGregor. Can he still compete at the highest level, or have years on the sidelines dulled his edge? Bisping admits he's unsure if Conor has kept up with the modern game.
But the sport has evolved, and I don't know if Conor McGregor necessarily has. Now, this is a big fight for him, for the sport, for his legacy, right? Because a lot of people are going to talk shit. If he loses this fight, fair weather fans, new people are going to be like, oh yeah, he doesn't seem like he was that good. The McGregor back in the day was that good. That's plain and simple. The way that he took out Eddie Alvarez, that was just beautiful. The Jose Aldo thing, That was one punch that was perfectly timed, incredible. But when he became double champ against Eddie Alvarez, that was a masterclass performance, okay? And then on the microphone saying, I'm going to apologize to absolutely nobody, standing there with the 2 belts on, the first person to ever do it.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
It was incredible. I'm not glazing the guy. No one can deny that. And that's why he became the biggest star on the planet. And that's why he got opportunities to go and face someone like Floyd Mayweather and make the ridiculous amount of money.
Because let's be real, a loss here hands every single critic the ammunition they need to tear down everything McGregor has ever achieved. It's a dangerous game. But Bisping also reminded us why McGregor became *the superstar in the first place. Those iconic moments like dismantling Eddie Alvarez and that lightning-fast Jose Aldo KO.
He lives a quiet life on the island of Hawaii, okay? On Hilo or whatever whichever island it is, I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Max Blessed Holloway. Where's he come from? Honolulu? I don't know off the top of my head. Let me know in the comment section, please. But still, what do you think about McGregor, this new version of himself? He does seem to have calmed down a little bit. He does seem to be taking this one very, very seriously. And he has to. Because if he doesn't get the job done here, at 38 years old, and I think he'll be turning 39 3 days after the fight, if he loses, people will be saying it's time.
But here's the kicker. Bisping believes it's not just McGregor's body that's changed, it's his entire mindset. He seems more relaxed, more aware of the monumental stakes. There's no room for recklessness now. At his age, another stumble could mean facing down massive pressure to finally hang up the gloves. But not everyone is so cautious. Rising star Paddy Pimblett is already predicting a triumphant comeback. He believes moving up to welterweight hands McGregor a crucial size and strength advantage over Holloway. Pimblett fully expects a McGregor knockout long before the later rounds. Yet McGregor's isn't completely blind to the risks. He admitted that if Holloway can somehow weather McGregor's early storm, then Blessed's relentless offense could absolutely take over as the fight wears on. It's a classic striker versus volume debate brewing. Now listen to this part. The conversation around Holloway return goes way beyond the octagon. Brendan Schaub, for instance, has a wild theory about why the UFC supposedly left Conor off that rumored White House appearance. He says the UFC wanted to avoid any unnecessary drama. Schaub is convinced announcing McGregor versus Holloway there would be huge, but he's also sure the organization didn't want Schaub ongoing legal issues and intense media spotlight hijacking the main event. Follow the money and follow the Pimblett, it always points back to Conor. And get this, YouTube commentator Brian Davis wrestled with a critical question. Who's to blame for McGregor's career decline? Was it the UFC or McGregor himself? Davis finds it baffling that Conor sat on the sidelines so long, calling those years a tragic waste of talent. Even Logan Paul, talking about combat sports' biggest stars, points straight to McGregor as the gold standard. His influence stretches far beyond the cage, transforming MMA. Logan described Conor's charisma as electric in person, but he also warned of the enormous challenge after such a long layoff. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Michael Chandler, the man most expected to welcome *Real back, lost that opportunity to Holloway. Yet, Chandler shows zero bitterness. He has nothing but respect for Holloway, calling him the perfect replacement if anyone was going to step in. Here's the kicker about motivation. Wade Plemons argues that while McGregor will rake in one of MMA's biggest paydays against Holloway, money isn't his *real drive anymore. Not after building an empire outside the octagon. McGregor sees this as a deeply personal challenge, a genuine hunger to compete. Plemons also pushes back on the idea that McGregor's absence was purely injury-related. He believes the UFC deliberately waited for the perfect moment. Why? Because McGregor remains their single biggest commercial attraction. They want to squeeze maximum value, putting him on the biggest stage possible. It's all about the business. So there you have it. Conor McGregor is back with his legacy, mindset, and the UFC's business strategy all on the line against Max Holloway. This isn't just about one fight. It's about power, motivation, and the enduring star power of a true combat sports icon. Who do you think wins this epic showdown, and does Conor still have that championship fire? Drop your predictions in the comments below. If you found this breakdown insightful, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more essential MMA updates. I'll see you in the next one.